Right then, back again, and today it's just going to be going over some of the basic fundamentals for Destiny 2 as in its current state at least, which is it's like the 20th of July 21. There aren't many tutorials, so for a newcomer this game can be not exactly overwhelming but just confusing. The one of the simplest ones to go through, which is I guess the point of the video which I'm making at the moment, is the different stat bonuses. Now these originally in Destiny 1 you would only have your discipline, intellect and strength, and obviously it just tells you what they do. Their disciplines like how fast your grenade recharges, intellect is how fast your supercharges, and strength is how fast your melee charges. These all cap out at 100. If you go beyond 100, you don't get any extra bonus. So if you are, obviously I don't know the best number they out there, but if you do have a bunch of stuff that gets up to maybe exactly 100 in your particular stat, let's say I wanted 100 in discipline, as I like to throw grenades a lot, I wouldn't over-equip stuff because I know there's no point. There's no point, I've got it to 100, there's no point giving it an extra boost. The stat bonuses as well can be increased and decreased, but I'll go over that in a minute. Now in Destiny 2 they brought in originally the recovery stat, which is how fast you regen your health, resilience, which is supposed to be basically your health, but sometimes it's a bit iffy. At times you can have 100 resilience and die stupidly quick. Sometimes you can have 10 resilience and live forever. It needs changing. Mobility is basically how fast you move. A lot of times you can see a massive difference if you are playing a character with, let's say, 100 mobility and you're floating around, flying around speed of sound. It's great. But then eventually in Destiny 2, I think it was in Shadowkeep, they brought in the original stats as well, and all brought them back to, in all at the same time, so that's the general thing. Now with the different stat bonuses, they can be changed in a number of different ways. Each different armor piece will have, as you can see, like for instance these Revelry Dawn boots, they have a total of 58, which is basically all of the numbers all added up together. There's that. That's a pretty low roll. Merely don't know why I was keeping it. I think I just picked it up. Generally speaking, you'd want to get something number-wise around, I'd guess, something like that, which 64 or like 66 or something like that. It just has like the base ones, but it always will depend how you prefer it. So, for instance, like that one's nice for if I wanted to do resilience and strength, but not good if I was wanting to be really mobile with a fast super. So it's a few things you're having to juggle together. Now with these armor pieces, you can actually change them. If you go onto them, you can add on the first, like on the general armor slot, different ones. Like for instance, that one would cost 1 point, which you can have a max of 10, and you can only have one of the general ones on at a time per armor piece, and that will give you obviously +5 discipline, which will obviously change the number down here at the bottom. Now at any point as well, you can just click that button there and it will show you in total what you're currently wearing, whereas this will just show you the armor piece. Obviously if you're wanting to, let's say if I was wanting to upgrade it more, so now I've got 3 spaces. Now if I wanted to, I can equip the better one, which instead of it's now +5, now it's +10, so it's a bit better, but obviously not the best armor piece. Armor pieces as well can be altered with the Charge with Light system, which I wish had a tutorial, because the amount of times when I've been playing with different people and they have no idea what it means. Basically put, with the Charge Light, it's different types of mods that you get at the final spots on your armor piece, and they can do a variety of different things. But also they need like a bonus one, and it will also depend on the affinity of the item, which you can change to different to the different ones, but it would cost you these effectively a ton of resources. So this is level 10, so it's maxed out. If I was to change that, then it would cost me a lot. But with the charge relight system, you can well, with the charge relight mods even, for instance, there's this one which is a the starting one will so let's just quickly equip that one. It will actually just do like if I cast my super, it will cause everyone else near me to be charged with light, which will help their other charged with light mods. However, there is a secondary one which, if I have either a arc-based mod to go with this arc-based charged with light, it will activate the secondary perk, which gives me 20 strength, which is a big bonus, which obviously can really kind of change the layout of your gear and basically mean a big number. But it also just depends how you want to play it. And they can do a number of different things. So, for instance, at the moment, I've been going around occasionally using, like, I don't know, a pulse rifle, and it makes me charge with light. And then also the secondary one gives me special ammo, so that always helps. But the main one that people tend to like using is the Powerful Friends, because a big boost to resilience. As you can see, it doubles the amount of resilience on this armor and makes me a hell of a lot faster. Also, with your different stat bonuses, they can be increased by masterworking gear, which basically involves unlocking all of these. The price of them does increase over time for the different ones. So this level 1 to increase it to level 2, it costs effectively nothing. A legendary shard, 500 glimmer. But for instance, if I wanted to level up this level 7 bit, it cost me 3,000, and also an enchantment prison, which can, depending on how you play the game and if you play it regularly, it can be tricky to get to. If not, then, and you're playing with friends constantly, more than likely you have a bucket load of these. And then eventually when you get to near the end, or like for instance, like this is level 9, and then also an exotic, so it costs more, I'd need 3 ascendant shards. But then once I can do that, it masterworks it, and basically it gives a flat +2 bonus to each of these stats, which doesn't seem much being a +2, but it's obviously a hell of a lot, really, in the grand scheme of things, because then it makes all the numbers rise up. Obviously, I don't have the best layout. It's more so I was just playing around, wanting to make my character look nice, rather than going all out for the stat bonuses, which obviously, if you wanted to max out your particular stats, then effectively just grind away. But all in all, that's a basic rundown of the different stats for Destiny 2, at least for the time being. I do hope that they do alter it in some way, as resilience is a bit iffy at times, but other than that, it generally tends to be more or less the same thing. Oh, forgot to mention as well, in with the stasis subclasses, which all the classes can get, I don't know if the fragments are different for each different one, because I primarily just play as Warlock, but if you have some of these, they will give you different stat bonuses. So for instance, this one gives a +10 strength, whereas this one gives a -10 discipline, -10 intellect. But this one, for instance, is -10 strength, but if I freeze a target using any of the stasis abilities, I get I think it's a 10 or 8 second buff, which which helps stability and aim, but also massively increases mobility, resilience, and recovery. Annoyingly, I don't think there's a way of actually physically seeing that. I'd like to see it actually pop up on screen instead of having the little buff in the corner saying you've got this. I'd rather a way of being actually physically able to see it happen, like an outright going, oh, maybe it's plus 50 to each of these. But all in all, that's a general rundown on the different stats for your character and the basic idea really of how to help build your character as well. I will try and do, I guess, more of these types of videos, just mainly because I like doing them, and then also hopefully it can help other people figure out general stuff with Destiny 2.